Yerrrrr, what's goody? It's Monday, June 28th, and we on the consistency train. I'm back, I'm here again. It's not dropping today, but I'm recording right now, and I hope you're enjoying it. And I hope you enjoyed the last video. And if you came to this video and you did not watch my last one, go ahead, and the link will be in the description. Go watch that video. So, wanted to start off today's video with something for a certain crowd. A certain crowd, and that crowd is the young people. When I say young people, I just mean my young lifters. It could be your actual age or your training age. Maybe you just started lifting. But I want to give you 5 tips that you can take and that you can use and that you need to understand if you want to have a successful lifting career, if you want to stay healthy, if you want to get strong, and you want to keep doing those things without getting hurt. 5 things. The first thing for the young lifter, the first tip that is super duper, it's so important. The first thing that's super duper important is learn how to do things the right way. A lot of people have bad technique, period, and don't know what they're doing. A lot of people just simply don't know what they're doing. And the crazy part is that there's tons of information out there. So you can just be a click away from going and figuring out how to bench press properly, how to squat properly, how to deadlift properly. I'm assuming that because you're here, we're here from powerlifting. But even if you're not here for powerlifting, those are fundamental movements that everyone should be able to know how to do the right way. And let's not just stop at the compound movements. Let's talk about small stuff like flies, curls. A lot of people still don't know how to do those exercises right, and a lot of people do them with the wrong intent. And so it's just as simple. Like I said, even if you gotta ask somebody for help, you can go online, you can go on YouTube, you can go on YouTube, you can go Google me. You can go on YouTube and you can find a tutorial on how to do an exercise right, because you do not want to injure yourself. You do not want to go to Snap City. You do not want to be out missing the gym and then be looking at all the people on the gram in the gym and you not in the gym and you wondering, dang, my shoulder hurt, I can't go to the gym. And they making all the gains for you and you missing out on gains, and nobody want to miss out on gains. I don't want to miss out on gains. So with that being said, learn how to do things the right way. Learn your form, learn technique, and just focus on those. The weight will come, guys. That's what people forget. The weight will come eventually as long as you're doing things properly. Number 2, for the brand new lifter, brand new power lifter, we just gonna assume that you're here for both. But tip number 2 is learn how to brace properly for each lift. Hold on, yes, if you don't know how to brace, shameless plug, use code Marcus20 for 20% off on the breathbelt.com. Yeah, get you one of these, buy about 40. But I like the breath belt because it gives you instant feedback. It teaches you how to brace. I remember my earlier years of college and some of them later on in high school. I had a lot of back injuries and a lot of back pain from heavy deadlifting and heavy squatting. I couldn't necessarily figure out why. I knew how to do the movement, but I did not know how to prepare my body to get under that amount of weight. If you don't know what bracing is and intra-abdominal pressure, I can do a video on it later on, or you just hit me up. I can send you some resources, because this is a fundamental thing that needs to be understood when it comes to getting under a squat, but deadlifting and even benching. Bracing is just all about making sure that your body is properly tensioned and being prepared for that heavy lift or just lifting, period. I like the breath belt because I use it in my off-season training, and it constantly teaches me how to use my core, and it constantly makes me work. Sometimes I'll do it at my desk while I'm doing my computer work. Sometimes I'll wear it while I'm playing Xbox. Shout out to Brian and Garrett, because we be going ham on Apex. If you be playing Apex, put that gamer tag in the comments. I might send you an invite and be like, what's good? But learn how to brace, man. I can't tell you how many back injuries I could have avoided and how much stronger I could have been sooner if I would have just learned how to brace my core and prepare for a lift. Tip number 3 for the young lifter is not to go so hard. You don't have to, every workout that you do does not have to be balls to the wall. Even if we're talking about bodybuilding, and I'm talking about bodybuilding for the young lifter, because there comes a point when there's too much intensity and there's too much volume, and then we're right on the fine line of I could hurt myself and I'm good. And if you're a young lifter, 9 times out of 10 you're not, well, I'm gonna say 10 times out of 10 You're not experienced enough to know when, hey, I need to dial it back, I need to reel it in, and there's nothing wrong with that. But the first thing is admitting it so we can do something about it. Because if you keep pushing that thin line, chances are you could really hurt yourself. It's really easy to feel like I need to push it every day, I need to go hard every day, when that is literally not the case. You can make gains staying in that 75-85% range. And honestly, I have a lot of my clients stay in that range because there's no need, unless we're preparing for a meet and we're starting to peak, there's no need for us to be constantly hitting that threshold of intensity, because with that high of an intensity for a long period of time becomes diminishing returns, simply because we're doing too much and we're not recovering from it. I suggest a lot of people that if they're not doing a program, is to hop on a program, or even if they can't afford a coach, just look up a program. There's a bunch of them. I remember when I was in high school, college, I was running PH3, Calgary Barbell has a lot of good programs. There's a lot of free content online where you can go get a program and simply plug those numbers in, and then just follow it. All you got to do is follow the program. And with a program, it's supposed to be set up in a way that allows you to make progress while pushing those limits, while also staying in the pocket. Because like I said, we don't want to do way too much because we want to be able to recover from it. It's not about how hard you work necessarily, it's about how hard you can recover so you can do it again and again and again. And if we're constantly pushing it too hard, then it's going to be really hard for us to recover, and it's going to be a longer time before we step back into the gym. My fourth tip for the new young lifter is to not be afraid to ask for help. Now, lately in this day and age, it's really weird. There has been a lot of gatekeeping, especially when it comes to powerlifting specifically. A lot of people feel like they need to hold information in, or they need to charge you X amount of dollars for you to get this type of information. And I understand that to a degree, but my philosophy and the way I think about things is that if you give somebody enough to where that they can feed themselves, that's not going to be enough for them. Because when you can really give somebody something that they can take and make themselves better with, they're gonna come asking you for more. When you give somebody quality information that actually helps them, all they're gonna do is come back asking for more, and that's what you kind of want. I'm not gonna be that person to hold off information, because anybody who has not the decency, but anybody has the tenacity or the courage to just ask somebody for help, because a lot of people are prideful in this day and age, and I don't think that's a good way to get to the next level or learn or lift somebody else up. Because if I'm too prideful to ask for help and I need help, then how is that gonna help me get to where I need to be? You know what I mean? So don't be afraid to ask this person for help. People DM me on IG asking me about little stuff, and it doesn't cost me anything to simply just answer their question. And I could literally give somebody a piece of information and that shit could change their life. So I'm not gonna keep it away. So don't be afraid to ask for help. If you don't know something, ask, because you don't wanna hurt yourself. We want you to make gains, we want you to make progress. And I'm not no gatekeeper. I could point you to a couple gatekeepers, but obviously they're gonna keep the info away from you. The fifth tip for someone getting into powerlifting or just strength training period, the number one tip, and I gotta take a BPN. I am not waiting for you. I gotta take a sip of this BPN Flight and in focus before I answer this question, so I could be laser focused and ready to go. Fifth and final tip is to rest. Crazy, right? Working hard, busting ass, grinding, going after it, getting it all day. No, rest. A lot of people are they're working hard and they're working hard and they're going hard, and you get to this point where it's like, I'm not making any progress. And the problem is you're simply not giving your body and your central nervous system enough time to recover. And I put central nervous system in quotes because there is no foundational way to kind of gauge someone's central nervous system. We can just use things like runny nose, weak grip. There's another one, but erectile dysfunction, not long term, but just short term. Like if you get really, really tired and you overexert yourself, you'll notice that. But the other things that happen when you do too much, those are across the board, men and women. Like your grip, you'll be tired, you'll be lethargic, you won't be hungry. A lot of times it happens when we take in too much caffeine and we're ODing on caffeine. Rest is your best friend. When you rest, that gives your body a chance to recover. That gives it a chance to repair itself. That's why it's important that we eat. That's why it's important that we hydrate well, because when it's time to go to sleep and we're resting, that's when our body's building up those muscles, building them back stronger, building them back thicker and denser and more cross fibers. But if you're constantly working and you're only sleeping 5 and 6 hours, if you're only sleeping 5 and 6 hours, I repeated it several times because I'm probably talking to you, and if you're not making progress in the gym, it's simply because you're not sleeping enough. That's not simply because there are other variables, obviously, that go into this. But I can guarantee you that most people are not sleeping enough. So I want you to try this. This should be a fairly simple thing that you can follow up on and not mess up. After you see this video, if you feel like you're one of those people who is not getting enough sleep, I want you to attempt. I know sometimes life, we got other engagements, we got other responsibilities, we got things we gotta do, but I want you to try. And with this trying comes sacrifice. So you might not be able to stay up late and do XYZ, or you might have to cut off some of this, or you might have to cut off some of that. But I want you to try and get, wait for it. I'm gonna take a sip on that. I want you to try to get 8 to 9 hours of sleep. That's crazy, but hear me out. I guarantee you that if you can get 8 to 9 hours of sleep every day for a week, you will feel the best you've ever felt. Especially if you're working hard, especially if you have a really stressful job or just other things that stress you out. If you sleep for those 8 to 9 hours, I guarantee you the next time you go into the gym, you're going to wake up, you're going to feel like a beast. And the reason I'm saying this is because for an extended period of time, and I still try to do it now, is at least minimum 8 hours of sleep. I can attest to this because I think I started maybe 4 or 5 months ago. Like I said, I really enjoy playing video games, but I realized that I cannot do this, I cannot have fun, and I cannot come in here and throw down like I would want to if I'm only sleeping 6-7 hours. Like I said, that's the time your body has to recover and recharge and rebuild. And so if I'm going in here and I'm killing it and I'm not giving my body enough rest to recover, then what's the point? There ain't no point. That's the point. So try that. If that don't work, then check the other things. And if all these things don't work, you can come and you can shame me because I deserve it, because I'm feeding you bullshit. But I'm not. I promise you, I'm not feeding you bull. This is all real talk. These are things that I wish that I could have told my younger self, and things that I try to tell other younger people or people that just started lifting, because it's really the simple things. A lot of people be like, oh, what do I do for the best chest exercise, or what do I do for the best this, and what do I do for the best that? And honestly, the real answer is everything and damn near anything can work if you can do it for a long period of time, if you don't get hurt, if you do it safely and you're not hurting yourself. Like, that's the big thing. Like, a lot of people miss out on gains from small injuries because they don't know their limits, or because they're pushing it way too hard. So all these 5 tips, they kind of come together, and you'll notice that they kind of create your whole lifting experience, your whole lifting career. So hope those tips help. I don't know what I'm doing today. It's already 15 minutes in. I told you I was dropping full episodes though. Y'all think I was joking. I'm really finna be on it. I'm on it, bro. I'm on it, bro. Yeah. higher. Come on. Shit. All right, so as you can see, me and Saad in here deadlifting. My first set, it wasn't hard. I just got to get used to the fact that I'm not wearing my actual SBD belt versus wearing a breath belt. And I want to equate beltless training to like using a breath belt. I don't want to say 100% sure because, not sure, but 100% because the breath belt is still something to brace against. But this will be a good way for me long term to kind of have a gauge. Like if I can do this with my breath belt on, then when I put my actual belt on, I can actually lift a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully this training block, I can kind of figure it out and be like, oh, I'm doing this with my breath belt on. Let me put my actual belt on and see how much of a difference it is weight-wise. So we got sets of 5, well, 5, 15. These should be pretty easy. A part of me just wants to do one set of 15, but I will greatly regret that, so we're just gonna stick to the program. Shit. All right, this is the last set. I'm a little tired, but we're gonna get it done. And then I got floor press. And then we've been kind of experimenting with Saad and like a closer grip bench versus a wide grip bench. Ideally, we're gonna do both, but again, a lot of the biggest bench pressers in the world, Julius Maddox, Swim Hack, TD Smash, you'll see a lot of guys with super heavy, super top heavy body types and a lot of musculature. And it's one of those things where if it's not broke, don't fix it, but still try to find a way to improve. So hopefully we can kind of see what's going on with that today, but let's knock this out. Hey! Light. Shit. That's heavy. It's over, but it's heavy. All right. Oh, hold on. Y'all too close. Y'all too close. Back up. Back up. Y'all close. All right. Hey, Sachin.
Yo.
Say what's up.
Hey, what's up?
All right. So we in this thing. We in this thing thinging. Right now we got the close grip bench. Matt's warming up for overhead. Sachin's warming up for. What you warming up for?
Oh, bench and squats.
Sachin's warming up for bench and squats. Saad's warming up for a bench. He doing a whole pre-workout before the workout. You got me messed up. I ain't finna do that. But we in here. Everybody's working. The vibes are good right now. We in the thick of it. Into the thick of it. I'm using this close grip, but like OD super close grip, and this joint kind of feels really good. Now, Again, Petrie, if you're watching this, thank you. This feels good. My client, Saad, also does a super close grip. Like I said before, we're gonna kind of see if the close grip is the right way to go. Normally, the close grip is always the right way to go, because if you can improve your tricep strength and low key with a closer grip, you're kind of activating a little bit more chest, because when you press through, your chest kind of contracts a little bit more. But if you can improve your close grip, 9 times out of 10, your normal competition bench press will improve. So even if you're not a close grip bencher, try to do more close grip, and that will improve. That's like, this is a simple tip, everybody knows this, but if you don't know it, now you know it. And if you do know it, hopefully you're doing it and you're using it in the right manner to make progress, and you're not ODing on it. But do your close grip, friends. It keeps the doctor away. All right, so we got 6, well, not 6 reps, but we got RPE 6. We got our grip armor. Grip armor. Use code Marcus10 for 10% off. Yee yee. Oh yeah. Whoa. Wow. Whoa. And it just dries off. Alright, so I want you to do this count 3. Once it hits my chest, can't sew it on. I'm trying to tell y'all boys, I got a few songs I can tell y'all boys. I tried to back then, it was hell nah, boy. Now I'm in the box, I can tell all this toy. The ones that hit me the most are just like you tell me what that means. Make a slip comment and see what that brings. I seen it go down, we can reenact things. Extreme like DMXing. These boys pussy, they PMSing. People in the city see the movement occurring. I say, my God, I'm working in that city. Damn right, on the bike. She had a video. Woo!
Damn, I'm mad about this.
I got it. So, Saad just failed a rep, right? When you fail a rep in the gym, it could be a lot of reasons. Of poor technical efficiency, or sometimes you're just not strong enough. In this case, it was a little bit of both, and I don't mean strong enough saying like he can't do it, it's just not there today. But what that means is we have to pay attention to the rest of the workout, because when you fail reps or when you grind out reps, it's going to take a lot out of you, so we have to adjust the workout accordingly. So we'll probably knock 5-7% off the rest of the working sets, and you got to realize that that top set is not where the money is. The money is on the working sets. That's when we got all the reps and shit. That's the most important part, because I can't tell you how many times that I failed my top sets, or I didn't complete the amount of reps for my top sets, but I had to shift my focus because people think that the top set is the workout. It's not the workout. That's just something we do to practice technical efficiency, as well as just get practicing with those heavier loads. This is not the end all be all. The important part is the work. We want to make sure that we recruit and recover all the volume on the back down sets and get those and move those well and efficiently. So don't beat yourself up if you fail a rep. Do not do that shit, because I be doing that shit too, but don't do that shit. Don't beat yourself up. Dust your shoulders off and get right back on it. Let's keep it going.